What if, in just 30 days, you could notice more strength, more muscle volume, and zero side effects, even while training at home with minimal equipment? That's exactly what happened in this simple, honest creatine experiment. And today, you'll see everything, from start to finish. No magic formulas, no fancy gyms, just consistency, adaptation, and a supplement that still raises a lot of questions. Does creatine really work? And what changes in your body when it's used the right way? In this video, you'll follow dosage adjustments, real results, and the challenges faced throughout the process. Everything explained in a clear, straightforward way. No hype. To help you decide if it's worth trying too, if you're thinking about starting creatine, or want to know what to realistically expect in just a few weeks, stick around until the end. This experience might give you exactly the answers you're looking for. Have you ever stopped to think how amazing it would be to reach your goals in a simpler, more effective way? Sometimes a small change can make all the difference. If you're looking for something to help you take that step, maybe it's time to explore new options and discover what could work for you. Click the pinned link and discover my secret. The first step in my creatine journey was the loading phase. For the first 5 days, I took a higher dose. I consumed 20 grams of creatine monohydrate each day. This total amount was not taken all at once. Instead, I divided it into 4 smaller doses of 5 grams each. I spread these doses throughout the day. This approach helps with absorption. It also minimizes any potential for stomach upset that a single large dose might cause. I mixed each 5-gram serving with about 8 to 10 ounces of water or juice. The main purpose of this loading phase is speed. By taking a higher dose initially, you fill up these stores much faster than if you started with a lower maintenance dose. This saturation typically takes about 5 to 7 days with a loading protocol. During these initial 5 days of loading, I paid close attention to how my body felt. I often mixed it with a carbohydrate source like fruit juice. Some research suggests this can enhance creatine uptake by the muscles due to the insulin response. I aim to drink at least a gallon of water per day, if not more. Proper hydration can also help prevent some potential minor side effects like cramping or bloating. Just as I was getting into the swing of my creatine trial, an unexpected challenge arose. The COVID-19 pandemic led to widespread gym closures in my area. This was a significant disruption to my planned workout routine. My initial plan involved using a fully equipped commercial gym for my training sessions. Suddenly, I had to adapt quickly. The closure meant I no longer had access to heavy barbells, squat racks, or a wide variety of machines. To continue my training, I had to make significant adjustments. I quickly set up a basic home gym in my garage. My equipment was limited. I had a pair of adjustable dumbbells, a few resistance bands, a pull-up bar, and a bench. I had to get creative with my exercises. I focused on compound movements that I could perform with dumbbells. I also incorporated more bodyweight exercises like push-ups, pull-ups, and squats. My workouts shifted towards higher repetitions and more focus on time under tension. With lighter weights available, I couldn't lift as heavy as I would in a gym, so I increased the number of reps per set. I also slowed down the tempo of my exercises to make them more challenging. Mentally, adapting to home workouts was a hurdle. Knowing I was on this 30-day creatine trial actually helped. After the initial 5-day loading phase, I transitioned to a maintenance dose of creatine. This meant reducing my daily intake significantly. From day 6 onwards, I started taking just 5 grams of creatine monohydrate per day. This is a standard maintenance dose recommended for most individuals. Taking this smaller amount consistently helps to keep the muscle creatine stores saturated. The loading phase did the heavy lifting of filling those stores quickly. Now the maintenance phase was all about keeping them topped up efficiently without needing to consume large quantities daily. This made the routine much simpler. My daily routine for taking creatine became quite simple during the maintenance phase. I typically took my 5-gram serving in the morning on rest days. On workout days, I often took it shortly before or after my training session. The most important factor is consistency, taking it every day. Section 5, Feeling Stronger, Bench Press, Breakthroughs. One of the primary reasons I started taking creatine was to increase my strength. The bench press has always been a benchmark lift for me. Before starting the creatine trial, my 1-rep max on the bench press was around 205 pounds, approximately 93 kilograms. I had been stuck at this weight for a few months. I was hoping creatine would help me push past this plateau. Even with the shift to home workouts and dumbbell presses, I tried to find ways to gauge my pressing strength. I focused on the number of repetitions I could achieve with a specific dumbbell weight. Over the 30-day period, I definitely noticed improvements in my pressing strength. While I couldn't test my barbell bench press max due to gym closures, I saw progress with dumbbell exercises. For example, with 70-pound dumbbells for dumbbell bench press, I was initially able to do 6 to 7 repetitions. By the end of the 30 days, I was consistently hitting 9 to 10 repetitions with the same weight and good form. This was a significant improvement in muscular endurance and strength for me. It felt like I had more power and could push through those last challenging reps more easily. The strength gains were not limited to just my chest exercises. I also observed improvements in other areas. Section 6. Visible gains, muscle growth, and definition. Beyond the strength increases, I was also keen to see if creatine would lead to any visible muscle growth. After about 2 weeks into the 30-day trial, I started to notice some changes. My muscles appeared fuller and slightly larger. This was particularly noticeable in my chest, shoulders, and arms. These were the areas I was focusing on heavily with my dumbbell and bodyweight workouts. The increased muscle fullness made me look more muscular, even if the actual scale weight change wasn't dramatic initially. This visual feedback was highly motivating. The specific areas where I saw the most improvement were my shoulders and triceps. My shoulders seemed rounder and more capped. My triceps, especially the long head, appeared more prominent, giving my arms a thicker look. My chest also felt fuller, likely due to the increased strength and volume I was able to handle in my pressing movements. Section 7. Addressing the concerns, side effects, and my experience. Before starting creatine, I was aware of some common concerns and reported side effects. These often include bloating, stomach upset or cramping, dehydration, and more serious but largely unfounded fears about kidney damage. During my 30-day trial, I personally experienced very minimal side effects. In the first few days of the loading phase, I noticed a slight increase in my body weight, about 1 to 2 pounds. This was expected and is primarily due to the increased water retention in the muscles as creatine pulls water into the cells. I did not experience any significant bloating or stomach discomfort. I consistently drank over a gallon of water each day, and I believe this played a significant role in my positive experience without notable side effects. Following the recommended dosages for loading and maintenance is also crucial. Section 8. The 30-day verdict: was creatine worth it? After completing my 30-day creatine trial, I can confidently say that my overall experience was very positive. Despite the unexpected challenge of gym closures and having to adapt my workouts, I still saw noticeable benefits. The process of loading and then maintaining the creatine dose was straightforward and easy to incorporate into my daily routine. I appreciated the simplicity of creatine monohydrate and its well-researched background. The experiment provided me with valuable first-hand insight into how this popular supplement could impact my training and physique, even under less than ideal training conditions. The key benefits I observed were primarily in the areas of strength and muscle fullness. As I detailed earlier, my ability to perform more repetitions with the same weight on dumbbell exercises, like the dumbbell bench press, clearly indicated an increase in muscular strength and endurance. My muscles also looked and felt fuller, particularly in my upper body. This visible change provided a great psychological boost and confirmed that the creatine was having an effect. While I didn't have access to a gym to measure precise changes in my 1-rep max for barbell lifts, the improvements in my dumbbell workouts were undeniable and very encouraging. So, was creatine worth it for me? Absolutely. It lived up to its reputation as an effective ergogenic aid. The gains in strength, even with home workouts, were noticeable. The increased muscle fullness contributed to a more muscular appearance. Section 9. Your turn: questions and future creatine plans. Now that I have shared my detailed 30-day experience with creatine monohydrate, I would love to hear from you. Have you ever used creatine? If so, what were your experiences like? Did you notice similar benefits in terms of strength, muscle growth, or workout performance? Perhaps you tried a different type of creatine or followed a different dosing protocol. Sharing your personal stories and insights can be incredibly helpful for others in the fitness community who might be considering trying creatine for themselves. Every individual's response can be slightly different. I also want to open the floor for any questions you might have about my 30-day trial or creatine in general. Perhaps you are curious about specific details I didn't cover, or you have concerns that I didn't address. Whether it's about the loading phase, managing potential side effects, the type of creatine I used, or how I adapted my workouts, please feel free to ask. I will do my best to answer based on my experience and the research I have done. The goal is to create an open discussion and share knowledge to help everyone make informed decisions about their fitness journey.